This week's video, we are outside the studio. We are with the lovely and talented Rebeca Hernandez, who's a makeup artist here in Houston. She reached out to me and said, hey, I would love to do your makeup. And I thought, you know, what a treat, considering I'm always doing my makeup. And frankly, I would love to get somebody else's take on this face. So we're here at her studio in the southeast side of Houston. And first of all, thank you.
Thank you.
It's
an honor. It's an honor. Well, it's my honor, everybody. My honor. I'm so flattered.
Well, I've seen her work. She's done quite a few TV ladies in town. Your work is really beautiful. So I'm excited to see what you come up with. We've decided on kind of an evening glam look, fully at her interpretation. So we're going to get started. And as you do this, you can kind of talk us through and walk us through your steps and why you do what you do.
I definitely will. Okay, let's get it started.
Great.
Okay, everybody. Normally, I tend to ask if you have oily, normal, or dry skin. Yep. But to be honest with you, I use this product on everybody. It's the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Okay. I use that on everybody. And if you have oily skin, what I recommend is blotting paper. That is going to be your best friend. So ultimately, if you have blotting paper, just use that. Okay. So I'm going to apply the primer on Dominique's lovely face. And I asked her earlier if she had what type of skin she had. She told me she had a combo. So if that's the case, blotting paper or carrying one of these little sponges around with you and just mattifying your skin throughout the day, that's all you need to touch up, really.
So what product are you using here?
So right now I'm just using a foundation that's close to your skin to clean the bottom of your brow. And then when I do that, I also go in for the entire eye because I normally tend to use my foundation or my concealer as a primer for the eyeshadow. And I feel that this makes the eyeshadow pop a little more. So you know how they, out in the market, there's so many products.
Eyelid primers.
There's eyelid primers. And I have them, but you know what? I always tend to forget to use them because I feel that this works just as good and makes the eyeshadow pop and it makes it last just as long.
Well, it saves money. If you're using your foundation up there, you're not having to buy another product.
Exactly. And now I'm going to clean the top of your brow because I always tend to clean it with the foundation as well. So it can also match the rest of your face. There's times when people clean the brows and it looks a little white from the top and a little white from the bottom, and I feel that that look just doesn't go so well with the rest of the foundation.
Got it.
And now I'm just blending your brows, even though you have microblading. I know you said you like them a little bit more bold.
Especially if I do a heavier makeup look, I really try to bring it in.
And since we're gonna go for a glam look, definitely want them a little bit more bold. You know, I actually want to get my brows microbladed too, and
I cannot tell you what a difference it's made for me.
I can imagine.
I mean, you saw me walk in with no makeup, and you could clearly see that I had eyebrows.
Yes.
Before, it was just a thin little line. Nothing. Sad that I did that to myself.
I'm the same way, because I had natural full brows.
Yes.
And, you know, now, as much as I try to let them grow out, as soon as I see little hairs, I pluck them out.
You pluck them because they don't come in thick anymore. They come in straggly.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
And you know, I do microblading as well.
Yeah?
And so I think maybe I should microblade my own brows. I've seen enough YouTube videos, but I don't know. I've been procrastinating, going back and forth on it.
Right.
So
I would think it'd be hard to do your own.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can imagine. But you know, sometimes YouTube videos, it makes it look so easy sometimes.
Yes, YouTube videos make everything look easy.
That is true.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah.
When I started doing makeup, I would look at YouTube videos to get inspiration, and then I would try to mimic that makeup style.
Yep.
And it was reality versus expectations.
Yes.
Completely opposite.
Not always the same. I've tried that myself, and sometimes I'll pick up a new technique, but recreating that overall look, boy, it's really hit or miss. And then, you know, it may not be a good look for you. It may look great on that person who's doing it, but it just doesn't translate as well on your face.
Exactly.
That's the thing too.
Exactly. And that's a good point that you bring up, because everybody has different facial features.
Yeah.
And so what looks good on someone might not look, you know, so great on you.
Yeah. So what you doing right now? I'm so intrigued. My eyes are closed. I'm like, what is she doing? I'm excited.
I filled in the brows. I filled in your brows. Yeah, and I went with their shape that you already had. You had a beautiful shape, so I just filled them in.
Right.
And now I'm putting a little bit of lighter concealer on top, just so when I do apply the eyeshadow, it'll make it pop more. So once again, you can use your concealer or your foundation as your eye primer.
That's so great. So you did the foundation first, and then you're doing the lighter concealer on the lid. And you haven't set anything with powder yet, right?
No, and you know what? I don't ever set it with powder. I go straight in with the eyeshadow. And with your eyelids wet, I go in because I feel like it makes it pop more. Yeah.
It sticks. It adheres
Yes, it
better.
sticks. So when you do your eyeshadow, do you put on a powder on top to seal
No,
it?
I usually just do an eyelid primer, and then I go right to the eyeshadow.
Oh, okay, so the same way.
So it's the same thing.
I actually saw that in a YouTube video as well, and I tried it on myself, and I'm like, wow,
This
it
works.
really makes the eye pop more. So I'm gonna go in for the eyeshadow. I haven't even picked out an eyeshadow palette yet. I don't know if you want to
Oh
pick
my
out.
gosh, you got like a treasure trove. Hold on, I gotta
Yes.
shoot video of this. No, this is so good. I mean, really, it's a condominium of eye palettes. It's amazing.
That's funny. And I want more. I need more. But
I love it. Okay, well, you're
we're filming each other.
You're gonna pick. Because
Okay.
I have no earthly idea. So go for it. That's beautiful. Show me the colors on the inside.
On the Huda palette, they are so beautiful. Although they're a little bit used, but yes, I love
well,
them.
that's a good sign.
But these are the ones I love the most.
Let's see.
The shimmers. I love the shimmers.
Where do you even start or stop? Well, okay, that's your decision, not mine.
It's a variety. I pick whatever I'm feeling for that day. I just pick it out. But there's no, it's hard to pick out. It's like picking between my children. I can't. I have to pick them all. I had 2 children. I love them both the same. So I love my eyeshadows all the same.
That's cute.
So I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. And I'm going to start in with the shade Amber. And I always love using Morphe brushes. Oh, let me get into the camera.
There it is.
These Morphe fluffy brushes, they're inexpensive and great quality. I can't stress that enough. Morphe, for everything, really, Morphe has great products.
Great.
From eyeshadows to brushes to lipsticks. I love absolutely everything. But if you're looking for inexpensive brushes, Morphe is the way to go.
Really?
All the way. What brushes do you use?
I use a variety. There's another local makeup artist, Gentry Kelly.
Oh, yes, I know her.
You know her, and she
Well,
sells.
I don't know her. I know of her.
Yeah, and she sells a really nice line of makeup brushes. So I've used hers. I've used some Marc Jacobs. You know, I pick up some randomly at Sephora or Ulta. I found a great foundation brush by IT Cosmetics. So I'm a little bit all over the place, but I agree with you. Quality is super important.
Quality, and you know, sometimes you don't have to break the bank.
Yes. So these, what, Morphe?
Morphe.
How much do they run?
This one probably costs like $7, $8.
That's fantastic.
Yes, it truly is.
That's so important. And see, to get the job done without spending, you know, $10, $15, $20 on a brush, to me is great. I think it's better to have a variety of brushes, different angles and uses, than to have just a few.
Exactly.
So we're still using the same color, and it looks like you're layering it on.
Yes. So the trick is, with me, I always like to start off subtle and then increasing as I go. It's far easier to do that as opposed to packing it in and you feel it may be too dark, and it's definitely more difficult to take away for sure. So
and are you covering the entire lid from inner to outer?
I'm starting in the outer corner and then working my way in halfway.
Halfway.
Yes, halfway. We're going to do a mix of this beautiful bricky brown, if that's the best way I can describe it, with a little bit of black and perhaps a little bit of gold shimmer. So I'm going to pick up my little palette where I place my concealer and my foundation, and I'm going to pick up this little angled brush, once again by Morphe. It looks like a flat angled brush. I don't know if we can see it well. I'm going to use that
I think
to cut the crease with.
There we, oh, I see. Okay, so it's rounded and firm. Got it.
Yeah, so I cut the crease with that right here.
And then how do you determine where to cut the crease line?
You know, I try to there's like a little socket right here. I don't know if I'm explaining myself properly, but there's like a little eye socket right here. So I try to like feel it with the brush and follow it and make a little line right there.
Got it. So it really has nothing to do with the crease that shows up in your eye. You're just finding, you're determining based on the eye socket. Got it.
Yeah.
Because some of us, I have a very low crease, and so if you were to cut that crease, it might be like a little tiny stripe.
That's true. That's true. I have that problem too. Like if I were to follow my crease, it would be very tiny.
Very tiny. Yeah.
So now I'm gonna go in with this color to set her crease, which is the color Desert Sand. Just to set the
So it's
concealer.
like an off-white.
It looks like, you know what, now on the brush it looks like a little
It has a little peach
creamy.
to it. Yeah.
Peachy
little creamy
undertone.
white.
Just to set the wet foundation that I applied. You know what, it was actually concealer. Correction, concealer. But in a little while, I'm gonna go in with a little shimmer on the eyes, just because we want to make it look a little bit more glam in nighttime makeup. So normally, how long do you take with your makeup, Dominique?
For work, I would say I've gotten pretty quick, especially with the brows and the lashes on. Maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, that is quick.
You know, I'm pretty fast. I think you figure out your signature look and you get it down to warp speed. So I've got it timed to perfection.
Very true. That's very true. Normally, that's how long I take too, around 15, 20 minutes. I time myself because, you know, sometimes I'm in a rush and I have to leave. And I have small children, and so with them and their school and me working, and it's just, you know, sometimes makeup it's a luxury, not a necessity.
Right. So what color you're going in with? I think a darker, like a black.
Yes, I am. So now I'm going to switch from palettes. This is by MAC. It's called In the Flesh, and I am using a black eyeshadow, which is down here in the corner.
Okay.
It doesn't have a name. It's just a black eyeshadow.
Okay.
And like I mentioned earlier, I like going in subtle, little by little.
And you're still using that roundish brush.
You know what? I'm using a Morphe brush, and it is a round brush, but it's a little bit more tapered.
Got it.
It's a little bit more tapered. Can you see it a little bit more?
For sure. Yeah, because you don't want such a wide swath of black.
Yes, especially black. Oh, black can be your friend, or it can be your enemy.
Your nightmare.
Yes, very true.
Look like you got in a fist fight.
Yes, and so whenever I'm doing especially dark colors, I always like to start off doing the eyeshadow first, just because sometimes there's fallout.
Sure.
And that fallout, oof,
is nasty to clean up.
Yes, very much, because it could smear.
Yeah.
And ooh, we do not want that.
Right. So you probably use makeup removing wipes before you even consider foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because there's been times where I've done eyeshadows towards the end and there was that fallout, and I try to clean it up, but sometimes there's just a little smear that just is haunting and it won't go away.
And it turns light gray.
Yes.
As you keep trying to cover and blend, it just gets lighter gray.
Exactly. So what I just wanted doing is wiping that little area off and doing the process all over again.
There you go. I'm learning too.
Oh, but you know how to do your makeup so good. I've seen your YouTube videos.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I was telling Dominique earlier that anytime that I do makeup on someone that knows how to do their makeup, is a little intimidating just because they're so familiar with their face and you like your makeup certain ways. So when someone else comes and does your makeup, it's like, well, you know, I normally apply it this certain way and I like it like this or that. So definitely it's a little intimidating, but
you know, and I can understand that. But at the same time, I always encourage my audience to try something new and to give it a moment to take in, because yes, the initial change can be shocking. Oh, I don't know, this might not be for me. But if you just wait a moment, give a pause, kind of wear it for a day, see how it settles. You know, keep checking your reflection in the mirror. You know, you might develop a different attitude toward it. You might start liking it.
Exactly.
Change is just shocking at first, and the initial reaction to change is to change it back. So I always want women to try something new and just let it sit for a bit, because they may discover something great in the process.
it's a little broken. I don't even want to show it on camera.
That's okay, but it's super gold.
It's by ColourPop. And it's a little bit broken.
It's okay.
You know,
that means it's gently loved and used.
I'm so sad whenever that happens. But
I know. What do they say, to put rubbing alcohol in there?
Yes, I
and
put
let
rubbing
it sit?
alcohol. Exactly. I put rubbing alcohol on it.
Yeah.
And it works. But this time I so did not put rubbing alcohol. I completely forgot.
No worries.
So it gives like a subtle, well, I'm not gonna say subtle, it gives off a hint of gold, but not overwhelming.
Right.
Because this is more like a shimmery shadow and not a glitter. Big difference between those two.
Yes.
Although I love glitter.
And it's fun, and it's great for, you know, maybe a ball gown event. It depends. It depends on the evening, and I think too the younger girls do glitter well. When you're a little more mature, glitter tends to fall in creases, and glitter tends to move where it shouldn't.
Oh my gosh.
That's not your issue. You're still a youngin'.
Oh my goodness. No, but you know what? I think the glue has a lot to do with it. If the glue is placed on there properly, it should have easy breezy. And now I'm gonna go in with another eyeshadow, in which I love these. These are Magnificent Metals by Stila.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it a little bit there, but I'm just gonna add a little bit because this one's a little bit shimmery.
Okay.
Just a tad bit. So that way when she closes her eyes, you can see that hint of shimmer. But not overwhelming.
Right.
See, I can see all the fallout. Imagine if I had foundation. You have foundation.
Do over.
Exactly. Do you normally put your foundation on first?
I do, but you know, after this video, I'm going to stop doing that because I just clean up a lot.
Very true.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the foundation. So what foundation do you normally use?
I've been using Armani's. I've been using Tarte Shape Tape. I've used Huda Beauty. So I'm all over the map, but it's usually a matte type of a foundation for my line of work.
That's true.
Yeah.
A matte type of foundation.
Can't be shiny.
Very true. Very, very true.
What do you like to use?
So I like to use these, and let me show them in front of the camera. They're by Becca.
Oh yeah, I've used Becca before too. Yeah.
I love these. I feel like they're lightweight and yet very coverage, a lot of coverage.
What colors are you using?
You know what?
You're mixing around?
I might mix it around because I'm not too sure. You look a little tan, so I'm not sure if I can.
You know what? I do that too. I'll do sometimes a little bit of a yellow base, a little bit of pink base, and when I blend 2 or 3 together, suddenly the perfect foundation comes together for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's very true. Because, you know, like for instance, I tan sometimes, but in the times that I'm not tanned, I need something lighter.
Yep.
So I always have like 2, 3 foundations on hand.
Smart.
So let's try this one out. I normally tend to do a small area, and I take a look at it and I compare it to your neck and your chest.
Yep.
And if I feel that it's the color, I'll leave it on, or if it's too dark, I'll lighten it, or vice versa.
Right.
But it seems to me that this color matches with your skin.
Well, looky there.
I don't know if you can probably see on the camera. So a trick that I picked up from JLO's makeup artist is that he always incorporates it to the ears, to the neck, and the chest.
Yep.
So we might do that today.
I think we should. And I talk about that too, because depending on how you're wearing your hair, and if it's a nighttime event, you may be pulling it up. So you could have this great foundation that matches everything, and then little pink ears.
Exactly. Yes. And I thought that's genius. That's so true. How come I never thought of that before?
Right.
So tips and tricks from other makeup artists for sure.
That's right. Makes a big deal. And then just seeing everything on one plane as well. That you're not just a head and a neck, but it's all got to tie into the chest color too, which may mean going a little bit darker on the face if you get in the sun and your chest has color but your face doesn't.
Exactly.
And that can be a hard thing to do because it looks weird at first, but then when you pull it all together and you kind of step back and you look at it at one plane, it works.
Exactly. That's very true. So right now I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape.
Hello.
Concealer.
You're speaking my language.
I love those.
I know.
And I like the under eyes to look a little bit bright. Not too intense, but definitely a little bit on the brighter side.
I can see you're going lighter than what I use, so I'll be curious to see how that all pulls together.
It's going to pull off lovely. I know, it's a little bit scary, right? But after I saw JLO's makeup artist do it, I'm like, yeah, if he does it, then yeah, I'm going to try it out.
Then we should too. So you're using it basically as your under eye and your highlight. Yep. That
yes.
was really good.
Can you see it over here? Do you feel like it looks too overwhelming?
No, are you kidding me? That's awesome.
Yay.
Okay.
What do you think of the eyeshadow color? Do you want me to incorporate a little bit darker, or do you think that's too dark?
Too dark.
Too dark? Oh, you always go darker?
You talking to me, girl?
Okay, that's awesome because
I think it looks great.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you feel, if it needs more, you're the makeup artist today.
No,
I'm just
but
sitting back
I
and
want
relaxing.
you to feel comfortable with the look that I'm giving you because to me that's what's important.
I
It's
know.
not what I like, it's what you want and what you like.
I'm feeling highly comfortable.
Awesome. So her skin is wet right now, and I always tend to go in with the skin while it's still wet with my contour, and I use powder contour. I love cream contour, but I feel that powder contour, I've just been sticking to it so often and it works great. And this is by Tarte, and it's called Park Avenue Princess. So I'm gonna start off with this second color to the left. It's called Angle.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go in with an It Cosmetics brush, and it's a double-sided brush.
Yep.
I use this one for the nose contour, and I use this one for the cheeks and the forehead.
Cool.
And I love it. And start off subtle because since the skin is a little wet, it will look a little bit more pigmented.
It'll stick.
Yes, it'll stick. And now I'm gonna do it on the cheek, and I always tend to do it right here where the ear starts, and I tend to go a little bit further down and just blend it, blend it, blend it, blend it. And I stop like normally right here where the cheek is. And you just have such a perfect face. Like your features, really, like, it's not because she's in front of me and I'm trying to be nice. This is the truth. She's so
you're
beautiful.
Too kind. Way too kind.
No.
No, it's just the power of highlighting and contouring.
Oh no. Well, that too, but you know, when you're pretty, it definitely works in your favor.
Well, you're sweet to say. You are too.
Oh, thank you. I was on Dominique. I was a little nervous being in front of the camera, but you know, now
But
warming up.
she's doing great. I told her, I said, you just take care of your business, which is makeup, and I'll take care of the TV part. Don't you worry. Relax and have fun.
Now I'm relaxed. I'm
See?
relaxed a little more,
That's
for sure.
good.
And if you feel that you went in with too much product, like right now, I feel like I went in with a little bit too much, I'm just gonna get another different brush and just blend it out. Blend, 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 because blending is your friend.
Yep.
And so now what I do is I like to bake, and I use a Dermablend translucent powder, and I feel that that's a universal powder for everyone, to be honest. And I like to bake it just for a little bit. And I go on alongside of the nose where I did the contour. I normally just bake on the areas where I apply the concealer on, where the areas are wet. Basically the parts that are highlighted, which is the forehead, underneath the eyes, on the side of the nose, and underneath the chin, and underneath the cheekbones. Just to set that area, because if the foundation or the concealer stays wet all day, it's just gonna smear, especially in this heat.
Yes. So what's the difference between using a baking powder like that, and I always use as my setting powder the Laura Mercier translucent loose powder. Is there a difference between the two?
No, I love them both.
Okay, so essentially it would function as the same thing.
And you know, you could also use probably drugstore ones too, and it would work just as great.
That's right. So this is basically a white, but it's a translucent.
It's a
setting
translucent powder
that she's putting on.
And while you have that translucent powder, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the eyeshadow at the bottom of your lashes. So that way, if we do have fallout, you have that powder at the bottom and you can just wipe it off.
Sweep it off.
Exactly.
That's good.
So look towards the ceiling.
And which color did you decide to go in with?
Oh, you know what? I'm going in with the very first color we used, which was amber.
That orangey color.
That orangey bricky color, yes.
I use that a lot as well, in various shades and generally matte. And I encourage women not to be afraid. I think a lot of women feel it's going to make them look tired because it's got red pigment in it, but that's not necessarily so.
No, not at all. I feel like this color goes well with a lot of
I do too.
a lot of colors. I feel like it's universal. It matches with a lot of things.
And it makes eye color pop.
Yes, it really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always tell everyone, do not be afraid of color. You know, try it out. And like you said, try it on for like 24 hours and let it settle in. If you don't like it, well then, you know.
You wash it off,
Yeah,
start
exactly.
over.
And you tried it. You can say you tried it.
Exactly.
Can you see it?
Cool.
Is that too much or do you want me to apply more?
No, it's great.
Okay.
Is it too much?
Is it too
She'll
much?
never have to ask me that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
There's no such thing as too much.
That's so funny.
This is a nighttime glam look.
Okay, awesome. So if that's not too much, we can go in with a little bit of black, just the teensiest, tiniest bit of black, because you know, black can be your friend or not.
Yes, if used selectively.
Yes. And remember, I always tap
I see that to get rid of excess.
to get rid of that excess powder, because otherwise, lift your ceiling fan, because otherwise it's gonna make that fall off effect that we're trying to so avoid.
Correct.
Do you feel like that's too much black?
No, this is amazing.
Yay!
Wow. I'm digging it.
Yay! You know, sometimes when I tend to wipe off the translucent powder, the brows tend to get a little lighter.
Yes.
And I notice that. So
You go
I
back
normally
in?
go back in.
I do the same thing too.
I go back
Same
in,
thing.
which is exactly what I'm going to do right
Yep.
now. Go back in and make them just a smidge darker.
Yep.
Does that happen to you too?
All the time. Especially on the bottom, that bottom frame, I always feel I have to deepen a little.
So I'm using a palette by BH Cosmetics, and as you can see, it has an array of colors from lighter to darker. And there's powders up here and creams at the bottom, but I always tend to use the powders on the brows. Well, for the most part, because I also use pencils as well. So now I'm gonna go in with a Milani blush, and I'm gonna apply it on the cheeks.
I liked it. It was like a peachy gold. And Milani, so very affordable.
Yes. And it's one of my favorites.
Well, then I'm just going to go out and buy it right after this.
I love it. What blush do you use?
I have a combination. I've got some MAC blushes, and I have some Maybelline Fit.
I love Maybelline Fit.
Yeah, great stuff.
I have them right there.
You do. But I want this, because I'm all about the peachy gold.
Yes, I love the peachy gold, and I feel like it goes with any color, any
Yes.
eyeshadow color I do. It goes on so perfect. So now I'm gonna go in with these lighter colors from that former palette I used for the contour. So now I'm gonna highlight at the bottom of the eyes to make them look brighter. I love the bright under eye.
Yes.
Love, love, love. But you know, on the daily, I probably wouldn't do a makeup look like this, just
Right.
because you know it's a little
Well,
bit more
is-
time consuming. If I was in a rush, you know,
Right.
probably would skip this part.
Yeah. Well, if I showed up at my local grocery store like this, they'd be like, are you still out from last night? What's going on?
We're like, or where are you going tonight?
Exactly. This is fun. I'm enjoying this.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, that is so true. Getting your makeup and hair done, it really is a treat.
Fantastic. It is a treat.
I love it. Although, you know what? Nobody's ever done my makeup before, like ever.
I need to do her makeup.
Oh my gosh, I would love if you did my makeup. That'd be so
That
awesome.
would be.
So now I'm gonna go in with the mascara. Look up, honey. Go ahead and look at it and let me know if you feel like you have residue of the eyeshadow.
I don't know. That looks good.
No? Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'm
Now?
so not used to wearing makeup on my lower lash line.
No?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know why. I mean, I don't, for work, I'll just smudge a little bit of shadow, but I don't do mascara on the lower lash line. I keep everything up.
Really?
But this is such a cool nighttime look. And I might have to reconsider things.
I love it. Because I went in with a little, I don't feel like I went in with a whole lot.
No, not a whole bunch.
So now I'm
setting.
gonna go in with the setting spray. I love using the All Nighter by Urban Decay.
Yeah, same.
I feel like this is hairspray for the face.
Yeah, sure is.
Blessing this makeup to last all day. Amen. And now I'm going with this ColourPop highlighter. It's called Got Me Beaming. And you know what? I just use all of them. I mix them in, to be honest with
I
you.
do that
I
one
don't
too.
use a specific one, but I think that my favorite one is the gold color. So I like going in the tip of the nose and then the bridge. And I apply it while the setting spray is still a little wet, because I feel like,
Oh, because it adheres more. How
Yes.
crafty of you.
yes, I feel like it gives it a little bit more shine, just a little more,
That's
not too
very
much.
smart.
And so I like going into the cheekbones and bringing it a little bit more down. And you know what? I also like doing the temples, going a little bit more up just to give it a little highlight.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yes. I'm going out tonight. I really can't wait to hear the comments I get on this makeup look.
Oh my gosh, God willing you do, girl. From your mouth to God's ears.
That's right.
A whole lot of compliments. Is that a little bit more highlighter than you normally apply?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
But it's good.
Can you see?
It's nighttime.
It is nighttime.
Yes. Wow.
And what were you thinking in terms of the lips? Something nude or something dark?
Your choice.
I love nudes. I think
Okay.
nudes go
I
with
usually
everything.
do nudes too, so.
I love nudes. I feel like it goes with anything. So I'm gonna go with a lip liner, and you know what? This is actually a drugstore lip liner by Wet n Wild. It's like an orangey, bricky color.
Yep.
And I just tend to underline a little bit under the lips, the corners. You know, nothing too harsh. Just sliding it on, if you will. And we're gonna do a nude color. I don't know if you can tell from the lip liner color.
And you go slightly outside the lip line to accentuate the size.
Yes. So I'm gonna go in with two different colors, and I'll go ahead and show them in a little bit here. So this is one darker color that I'm applying all over the lips. And then I'm gonna go in with a lip gloss that's slightly lighter to give it that pop effect. So I went in with two different colors, which was a matte lipstick, which is by Dose of Color in the color Forever. I think they still have this line out in Ulta.
Yeah, I've seen Dose.
The Mickey Mouse one. And then I went in with the lip gloss. This is actually a Victoria's Secret lip gloss. It's a nude lip gloss in the color, I don't know. Brilliant. I think it's called Brilliant.
Brilliant.
So with two different colors. I love it. I love it.
I love it too. I think it looks amazing.
Oh my gosh, I love that you love it. That means everything to me, I swear.
I think it's so great. It's so summery and so kind of glowy, glittery. It's so JLO glow, and you know, her look is just all the rage. And I can't wait to go outside and see what this looks like in the light. So
that's a true test right there.
Let's go step outside. And
Let's
see what
go
we got.
step outside. Yeah.
Okay, so here we are with natural light. You can see the full makeup, and I think you did a phenomenal job.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
No,
You were
really so cool.
Oh my gosh, thank you. You were a perfect model, so easy to work with. So it was easy breezy with you. So
Speaking of a perfect model, look at this gorgeous mug. I mean, she's exquisite, and her makeup is beautiful. But it's so nice to have somebody else and their perspective showing you what you can do with your own face. And I'm going to incorporate a lot of these techniques that you showed me, especially the highlighter. Not being afraid to go a little bit below for nighttime. I think it's really a great job. It's really pretty, and I love the shimmer.
I know, right?
Yes.
Hashtag no filter.
Hashtag no filter.
Because I never like using filter on my photos just so people can see this is a real deal. Like what you see on the pictures is what you get in person. So this is what you get in person, people. And you were perfect, and thank you so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you for reaching out to me. I love the experience. It was a treat for me to have my makeup done. I hope it was a treat for you to see somebody else doing my face, and I hope you learned some new techniques from this as well. So I thank you, Rebecca. Thanks to this, you were in your mom's salon.
Yeah, we're in my mom's salon.
Thanks to Mama. And I want you to go out, be bold and be blessed, try something new, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday at 1. Bye.